听冠名的3000多人，光一个 Zoom 就满3000多人，然后那个 WeChat 什么的，反正还有转就很多人。现在 Zoom 里面只有180个人，当然那个台湾现在是晚上，但是就是少了。
那可是几点钟？早上9点。
12个小时吧，就台湾晚上10点，现在台湾已经是凌晨了，时间有这个问题，讲的不好没有这个问题。
刚刚主要是台湾
没有，它有10个语言。
没有，是说不是听你那个
台湾啊，现在不是有一个什么Sakya Plate，有没有要弄一个有一个俄罗斯人，有个 Russian，乌克兰人被打的。他的护照是乌克兰人，但是他的血统是 Russian。对啊，Sakya Plate，它有各国语言，它有什么蒙古文，然后一些奇怪语言。哇，就是比较小众的。乌克兰吗？应该只能说乌克兰吧。
之前是没有来，因为前几天也是网上也是讲很多不要了解，我说出去了，那个家人打电话给我，你在哪里？我出去了。
哦，他讲那个什么 how to choose school。
啊，这个还是 school 这个。
刚刚听我编完那个，congratulations on your studies。那我一个 how do you know？他说 you know I'm kind of a fan. I follow everything you post on Facebook。我刚刚发现，不是有一台那个车牌写国章吗？小记得，还是
有一个就是大家
他不加点对啊。
OK，好像还是对，他说
所以就是小基本在开。
然后那时候他说小基本开的时候，放这边就自己开。
那房屋走之后，
他就拿回
车拿回家，
就拿去纽约。
哦，蛮好的。不知道是谁弄的，我发现都在弄的。
你有车吗？现在
没有，1、2个月，那种可怜的车都断。你知道我的 life standard， 我在印度过得很好。我去英国的时候，我就觉得我那个社会低端很高。为什么？英国有钱人太多了。
看到明星照片，你住的地方也不错吧？还是住了apartment还是？
没有，怎么会是 apartment？ 我房子100多年，但是在伦敦上 OK。原本在那个甘普森的话搬去外面，可是我们那个。
A very holy and blessed Vesak day to everyone. Now we are very fortunate that His Holiness, the 42nd Sakya Trizin, has kindly consented to bestow a Dharma teaching on the amazing deeds of Lord Buddha Shakyamuni. This teaching will help us to contemplate not only the greatness of the founder of our tradition, but also help us to deepen our faith by realizing the enormity of his amazing accomplishments. And also, hopefully, to strengthen our own resolve to follow in his footsteps on the great path to enlightenment. Today's teaching is requested by Venerable Khenpo Khalsang Gyaltsen, the abbot of Tsechen Kunchabling, and we're broadcasting from Walden, New York. This teaching is being live streamed for a worldwide audience, and many thanks again to the Dharma centers, translators, and technology experts who are making this possible. The English prayers that we are about to recite are posted on our website, sakyatemple.org. For other languages, please refer to the materials provided by centers hosting your simultaneous interpretation. Now we request His Holiness to kindly bestow the teachings.
Sakya chedan soge jonam la changju bardo dani gyabsu chen dagi jenso give senam dola penjere sangye drumpara sho sangye chedan soge jonam la changju bardo dani gyabsu chen dagi jenso give senam Drola Benjere Sangye Drumbara Sho Sangye Chedan Tsoge Chonam Changju Bardun Dani Gyabsu Che Dagi Jenso Gebe Sunam Drola Benjere Sangye Drumbara Sho Semje Damje Dewa Dewe Gyodan Dembara Gyujen Donga Dan Donga Ge Gyudan Chawara Gyujen Donga Meben Dewa Dan Min Chawara Gyujen Nyirin Chadan Dan Chawe Dan Yamla Nebara Gyurun Je Sajin Bejo Juje Medan Chan Jira Lingshin Nide Genbandi Sangye Shingdo Migne Volwai Droge Namdan Shindo Jempara Isho Simje Namge Sambanda Loye Cheja Cheta Vara Chejon Demon Tenvai Chege Kora Korando So
So, first of all, I would like to say Tashin Dalek to all of you on this special and holy Vesak day. This month is very special because this is the month in which Buddha Shakyamuni performed many great noble activities. So on this special occasion, we need to remember Buddha, who is the owner of our Dharma, not only it is important to remember Buddha, but more than that, we need to remember his teachings, his advice, and his guidance. And also, we need to know, after remembering the teachings, then we must apply into our daily life. For example, when doctor gives you medicine, just by remembering the medicine will not cure your sickness, will not cure your disease. After remembering to take the medicine, then one must take, and then it can cure your sickness. Similarly, after remembering the teachings, then just like taking the medicine, one must put these profound teachings into our daily life or into action. Then it is like taking the medicine. So, on this special day, although there are many, many different ways to do virtuous deeds, and also there are many physical and verbal virtuous actions that we can do. These are positive, these are important, but the most important thing that we need to do is to have a positive mind, to have a right motivation, to do virtues through our mind. That is the most important. Without positive mind, if we just do virtuous deeds through body and speech, although people might see as a very meritorious deeds, but in reality, this is just a superficial action, not a real virtues. Real virtues should come from the mind. Without the support of mind, it is not possible to perform the real Dharma practice or do real virtuous deeds. So, therefore, it is very important to examine our own intention, our own motivation. If our motivation is right, then whatever action that we do through such motivation will also be our positive, will be our meritorious. For example, if the root of the plant is a medicine, then whatever it grows from that root is also can be a medicine. And if the root is poison, then whatever it grows from that root can be a poison. So similarly, if our motivation is right, then whatever action that we do through such motivation will always be a meritorious and positive deeds. So, most important is to develop the right motivation, which is to develop the thought of renunciation towards the whole samsara, and to develop the infinite loving kindness, compassion, and then also to develop wishing and engaging enlightenment mind, or the bodhicitta. So with such motivation, then we should practice, especially today. We will spend short time on Buddha's great and noble activities. First, it is important to think that we are Buddhists, we are follower of Buddha, which means we are follower of peace, we are follower of loving kindness and compassion to all. We are follower of non-violence that extends towards all the sentient beings without any exception, without any discrimination. So, when we say we are followers of the Buddha, it means we are not just following the name, which is known as Buddha, but we are following his advice. We are following his guidance. We are following his teachings. There is the real way to follow, right way to follow the Buddha. If we claim as our followers of the Buddha, but our action is something that is completely opposite to the teachings of the Buddha, then it is not possible that in reality we are the real followers of the Buddha. If we have lots of negative thoughts, such as anger, jealousy, hatred, attachment, or like that, and most of our time, if we spend out of negative thoughts, then it is difficult to say that we are the real followers of the Buddha. Then at that time, what we are following? We are not following. We are just following the negative thoughts. We are just obeying the negative thoughts. We are under the control of negative thoughts most of the time. Then how can we follow Buddha? To follow Buddha, we need to do positive things. By doing negative things, it is not possible to follow Buddha, because Buddha does not give any teachings to us to do negative things, even for a single moment. So if we really want to follow Buddha, then we need to follow his teachings, his guidance, his advice. Generally speaking, when we remember the great biography or great activities of our great masters, then it develops, it can cause us to develop a sincere faith, sincere devotion, and it also plants the seed of gaining liberation from the whole samsara and eventually to attain the enlightenment state for the sake of all the sentient beings. So today, without taking much of time, I will try to explain the 12 great deeds of Buddha. As a Mahayana, we can say 12 great deeds of Buddha because first, second, third deeds are also the deeds of Buddha because in reality, Buddha has, Prince Siddhartha or the Bodhisattva has already attained the enlightenment state countless eons before he appears in this world as Prince Siddhartha, or he appears in the Tushita realm as one of the Bodhisattvas. So, from the Mahayana point of view, we can say all these 12 deeds are the deeds of Buddha. So, first one, actually, in the Uttara Tantra by the great future Buddha Maitreya said, "Kya ngambar kya watang, gandene ne pa watang, thumsu jutang, dan batang, soye ne la kya batang, jumme korge ro batang, nyechung kawa che batang, chanchu nyingbar shek batang, dide jumdang zoba ne chanchu cheki kol batang, nyangen dawar shek batang, yongso mata shek naksa seba chisi never turns." So these stanzas explains about the 12 great deeds of the Buddha. So the first one is descending from the Tushita heaven to this human world. So before he appeared into this world, this human world, he was in the Tushita heaven or Tushita realm. Actually, there are three realms: desire realm, form realm, and formless realm. So three realms in this samsara. And in all these three realms, there are gods. In the desire realm, there are 6 different kinds of gods. In the form realm, there are 17 different kinds of gods. And in the formless realm, there are 4 main kinds of gods. So Tushita heaven or Tushita gods are one of the 6 god realm in the desire realm. So in the Tushita heaven, Buddha appears as a Haipu Tambatok Garbo, one of the Bodhisattva's form. And there he gives teachings to many gods. And at that time, due to the power of previous prayer and also from the sound of symbols, it says the past Buddha have given prophecy to you that you need to go to the human world. So you must remember this prophecy. And then later, he appears in this world. So when he appears in this world, he need to see 5 things. First, he need to see the right timing, and then the right timing means the fortunate eon. And continent means the South continent or the Jambudvipa continent. And then place, which is Lumbini. And the race, he choose the royal family race. Because royal family race is revered or venerated by the people, and also at that time these royal family members are keeping the moral conduct purely and have many other great qualities. And his mother also has many qualities, like the qualities of the 32 qualities of the great woman. These qualities includes physical and mental qualities, or outer and inner qualities. And then after choosing all these, then before he appears to this human world, he gave many different kinds of teachings to the gods. Actually, like 108 topics of teachings are given to them, to the gods. And due to this, many followers are able to develop bodhicitta or able to gain higher realizations, and even like even the part of seeing or the first bhumi. And then after giving all these teachings, the Bodhisattva said, now I will go to the Jambudvipa or the human world. And at that time, many Tushita gods, son and daughter, they felt very sad. And they said, if you are not here in the Tushita heaven, then they also don't want to stay here. But then Bodhisattva said, as a replacement for me, the future Buddha, Maitreya, will be here to give teachings to you. So his crown was given to Maitreya Buddha. And then also he said, he will be attained Buddhahood after me in the future. So he also gave this prophecy, and made Maitreya as his successor in the Tushita heaven to teach and guide the gods. So through this way, he transformed from the Tushita heaven. So this is, or descending from the Tushita heaven. So this is the first noble activities. And the second activity is entering into the womb of his mother, the Queen Maya Devi. So before Prince was born, in the royal family, they had many auspicious signs. And then on the 15th day of the 4th month, or the Vesak month, in Queen Mother's or Queen Maya Devi's dream, she saw Bodhisattva transforming or descending from the Tushita heaven in the form of white elephant with 6 white tusks, and it has all the parts of the body and all are intact. And this white elephant, this special white elephant, enter into Queen Mother or Maya Devi's kind of from the right side. So so she dreamed about this, and then at that time she felt very happy and very blissed. And then later she said this, she mentioned to the king about this dream. And then the king also asked those people who can examine the dream. Then they said, this is the prophecy of delivering a special son who has the 32 qualities. And then the king was very happy and pleased. And then the king made great practice of generosity to the public. So this is how Buddha entered into the mother's womb. This is the second activities. Now the third noble activity is taking birth. Actually, in the prayer we say Dawa Chuzo Shakya Sepote. It means Buddha stayed in mother's womb for 10 months. Normally it's 9 months or so, but Buddha stayed in mother's womb for 10 months. So, in one way, if we count, Buddha was born today on the 15th day of the Vesak month, then it means 10 months before means the previous year's 15th day of the 6th month is the day Buddha entered into the mother's womb. Because from 15th day of the 6th month up to 15th day of the 4th month is exactly 10th month. If Buddha entered into the mother's womb in the Vesak month, then it means Buddha stayed in mother's womb for 12 months, not 10 months. But in the prayer we say, Dawa Chuzo Shakya Sepote. Dawa Chuzo means completing 10 months. So anyway, on this day, on the 15th day of the Vesak month, Buddha was born. As a Mahayana, we can say Buddha was born because he is a he's already a Buddha. Actually, in the Mahayana tradition, there are three kayas: Dhammakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya. And the Bodhisattva in the Tushita heaven and Prince Siddhartha, all these are part of Nirmanakaya form. So we can say they are Buddha. So anyway, at the time of birth, also there are many auspicious signs like flowers are blossoming and many other wonderful and amazing signs appeared. Then at the time of birth, Buddha, the king Setama was very happy, and he ordered his people to decorate the Lumini garden and make Lumini garden like a heaven. Then according to his advice, the people did accordingly. And then when Maya Devi is traveling through the Lumini garden or Lumini forest, and she stopped in Lumbini. Actually, at that time she was with many retinues. And then she stopped in Lumbini, and then there are many trees, but then she chose the tree called Palaksha, which is very smooth and a special tree. And due to the power and blessings of the Buddha, actually I think the tree is quite high, but then the tree or the branch bowed down towards the Queen Maya Devi so that she can hold. Actually, it's like the tree is doing like a prostration to the Queen Maya Devi. And then Queen Maya Devi stretched her right hand, and hold the Palaksha tree, and then Buddha was born from her right side. From her under her arm. From there, Buddha was born. And then, at that time, many gods and goddesses, they pay respect, and also the Indra, the powerful god Indra, and Brahma, they also came and they took the prince on a special cloth, special god's cloth. And also the king of Naga also came and washed the body of the Prince Siddhartha. And at that time, this prince was very special, so that's why he saw there's no one like him. So he does not have any fear or any discouragement. And right away, he makes 7 steps, each towards the 4 direction. Wherever he makes the step, of lotus flower appears. So he make 7 steps towards east. So then 7 lotus flowers appears, and then same thing happened in the south, west, and north. And at that time, there are many auspicious signs, and also at that time, people, those who are sick, they are recovered. Those who are suffering from hunger and thirst, they are also freed from their suffering. Those who have mental illness, they are also recovered. Those who are blind got their eyes to see. Those who are deaf could hear the sound. Those who are poor could get the wealth. Those who are in the prison could be free from the prison, etc. So many sufferings were ceased due to the power of Buddha's birth in Lumbini. So this is the third noble activities. Then the fourth activity is displaying skill in the worldly arts. Actually, this Prince Siddhartha was very special, extraordinary child. So when he started to learn language, then at that time, he asked the teacher, which letter you are going to teach. He mentioned about 64 different kinds of letters. From these, which the teacher will teach. Then the teacher was very surprised to hear all these different letters. Some of them even he also didn't heard before. Then later, when teacher taught the letter, by the power of Bodhisattva or the Prince Siddhartha, from these letters, many dharmas appeared. Not only that, whatever skills that he showed, all are extraordinary in sports or in any field. Whatever skill that he show or display, all are matchless, incomparable, and extraordinary. And now the fifth one is enjoying life in the company of his queens. When he was grown up, then his father and his ministers, they gathered together, and the senior members of the Sakya, they told the king, when Prince Siddhartha was born, those who can examine the signs, they said, if he become celibate, or if he renounce the kingdom, he will become Buddha. And if he don't become celibate, or if he don't renounce the kingdom, then he will become the universal emperor. So the senior members of the Shakya, they said Prince Siddhartha must take queen. And if he is happy with his kingdom's life, then he won't renounce the kingdom. And then king agreed, and king said, you should look for a suitable girl to become his queen. And then many Sakya family said they have a suitable girl for Prince Siddhartha. So then the king said he must ask Prince Siddhartha. So finally, Prince Siddhartha agreed and took a queen. And then and live in the kingdom in the beginning. Then the sixth noble activity is renouncing the worldly life. In one of the king's dream, he dreamed of Prince Siddhartha surrounded by the gods and then becoming a celibate or renouncing the kingdom and wearing monk's robe. And right after he's awake, he thought Prince Siddhartha might renounce the kingdom. So he was worried, and then he did not let Prince Siddhartha to go out. And then one day, he went out on the chariot. So at that time, the king already knew about this, and the king asked his people to make the kingdom clean and and beautiful. And then after that, Prince Siddhartha went outside on the chariot. Due to the power of his wish, I think, first he saw an old man, very old, lots of wrinkles, and the hairs are not tidy, and his upper part of the body is not straight, and he's holding a walking stick, and also his body is very weak, and his body is kind of shivering. So he saw this old man, and then later when he went from the southern door, he saw one sick person who does not have any help, who is destitute, without any helper or protector. And then when he went out from the western door, he saw a dead body who is surrounded by their own families, and they are crying and beating their own chests, etc. So he saw old person, sick person, and he saw dead body. And by seeing this, he thought, there's no meaning in this samsara. So he generated a very sincere thought of renunciation. And then at another time, when he went out from the northern door, he saw an emanation of a fully ordained monk who is very calm, very subdued, and whose activities are very admirable, and who is wearing Dharma robes and holding begging bowls. And then he asked his assistant, who is this? Then the assistant said, this is the one who have abandoned to enjoy the bliss of samsara, who has abandoned the worldly happiness, and who has renounced, and who is seeking for the peace or liberation, and without attachment and anger, going out with begging bowls. And then the Prince Siddhartha thought, I will also renounce after 7 days. First, he seek permission from his king to become celibate or to renounce the kingdom. But king said, I will give you whatever you want, but you cannot renounce the kingdom. Then Prince Siddhartha told the father, the king, please give me a kind of life that will never get sick, that will never become old, that will never die. Then the king said, this is not possible. So king thought he will run away from the kingdom. So he has ordered all his people to protect him from going out of the kingdom. But in the middle of the night, he managed to run away, or he managed to escape from the kingdom. And I think a place called Kesaria, still we can see, still we can visit. There's a place in India called Kesaria. There he went, and then when he reached there, he sent all his ornaments and beautiful clothes back to his kingdom through his assistant, and asked him to go back to the kingdom. And then he stayed there and become celibate. So this is the 6th great activities. Now, the 7th great activity is practicing austerities. So in short, he meditated for 6 years without taking food or without taking any drinks. So due to this, other people thought he's already passed away because they can barely hear or very hard to hear his breathing. And at that time, one god saw the prince and he said, Prince Siddhartha is already passed away. And he went he went back, this god went back to the heavenly realm and where his mother was staying, Maya Devi was staying there at that time in the heaven. Then Maya Devi, at that time she already changed her body and name. So then he came back to see Prince Siddhartha. At that time, Prince Siddhartha was staying near the river Naradana. And when she saw the prince, she cried and she thought the prophecy was not right, because in the prophecy it says if he renounced, he will become Buddha. And also he himself said, this is my last birth. And then Buddha saw this, the Prince Siddhartha saw this, and Prince Siddhartha said, you don't need to worry. You don't need to you should not have any fear. For the sake of attaining Buddhahood, I will make this life as a purposeful. Then the mother in the form of goddess was very happy, and then returned back to the heavenly realm. And at that time, he was in very deep meditation. Even someone plucks the ear, still it won't disturb his meditation, his deep meditation. And at that time also, even his eyelashes or eyebrows will not move. So he did this kind of austerity practice for 6 years. And then the next one is the 8th great activity, which is in Tibetan we say Changchung Nyingpo Shekbetseba. I think it means going to the seat of awakening. So when he renounced the kingdom, he was 29 years old. And then he did 6 years of austerity practice. So at the age of 35, farmer's daughter called Sujata milked from 1,000 cows and made special food out of milk. I think nowadays, it's like kheer. That's one kind of Indian sweet or Indian dish. And he served this with the honey in the golden pot, a pot that is made out of gold. And Prince Siddhartha asked what to do with this pot. And Siddhartha said, please bring this pot. And Prince Siddhartha said, I don't need this kind of golden pot. Then she said, whatever, you can do whatever you want. So Prince Siddhartha took the special dish, and after that, without any attachment to the gold or golden pot, he threw the golden pot, and then right after that, the king of Naga took this with great devotion and bring back to their own place. And by taking this special food, it seems that it appears that the merit and wisdom become more powerful, and at that time his body got the 32 signs and 80 qualities, and also body becomes very bright and light radiates from the body. And then on the way to Bodh Gaya, he saw another person who is kind of selling kusha grass. So Prince Siddhartha said, please give me some kusha grass. It will make a very it will become a very purposeful, and you will also get great merit. So then, with great joy, this kusha grass seller offered some kusha grass to him, and then he took this kusha grass and placed it under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya, and then he meditated on this kusha grass under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya without any distraction. Now the ninth activity is defeating the horse of Maras. When Buddha was doing meditation under the Bodhi tree on kusha grass in Bodh Gaya, many Maras, they felt very unhappy, and they tried to disturb Prince Siddhartha, disturb his meditation, disturb his practice. So they shower weapons. They made weapons of a shower of weapons. Many weapons fall on him, fall on Prince Siddhartha, and many others fall on Prince Siddhartha. They try to destroy, they try to defeat, but due to the power of his non-violence, due to the power of his a practice of loving kindness. All these weapons that are falling on his, that is falling towards his body, before it touches his body, all becomes flowers. All these sharp weapons that they are trying to put on his body all become flowers. And then again, later, these Maras try to distract his mind from the meditation by manifesting many beautiful women who are very skillful, but still they could not deceive Prince Siddhartha. They could not disturb Prince Siddhartha's meditation. So, through the power of his loving kindness, through the power of his Dharma practice, he defeated all his enemies or all these Maras, not by anger, not by weapon, by the power of his practice, his non-violence practice, his practice of loving kindness. Through this, he managed to defeat all these Maras. And later, many of these Maras also became Buddhist and follow him. Many of them also later they developed bodhicitta and followed Buddha. Now, the 10th noble activity is attaining the fully awakening or attaining the Buddhahood. So on the eve of attaining the Buddhahood, Prince Siddhartha defeated all the four Maras, or all the four four Maras means Mara of mental affliction, Mara of death, Mara of aggregates, and Mara of high PD. Actually, there are 4D or 4 Maras. He defeated all these. And then, in the early morning of 15th day of the 4th lunar month, which is today, on this day, in the early morning, he attained Buddhahood. So, what is the meaning of attaining Buddhahood? It means that time when he got the highest knowledge, the ultimate knowledge, the moment he got the ultimate wisdom, the moment he got the omniscient wisdom, or the moment he eliminate all the two obscurations, including their propensities, even the most subtle ones are also removed. So that time is the time that he attained Buddhahood. So attaining Buddhahood is mainly to do with qualities, not just the look, but mainly the inner qualities. There are many qualities which only Buddha can possess. No one else can possess such ultimate qualities. So the moment he got all these qualities is the moment that he attained Buddhahood. Actually, as I said before, he was Buddha from the beginning, or when he was in Tushita, he is already a Buddha. But all these are a Nimanakaya form. But for the eyes of common people, the moment he attained Buddhahood, then for the eyes of common people, it seemed that he just became Buddha in Bodh Gaya, under the Bodhi tree, when he was sitting on the kusha grass. And it is important for Buddha to manifest or to have Nimanakaya form, or to have manifestation, and that manifestation to attain Buddhahood. Because through this way, then we as an ordinary human being in this human world are able to receive teachings. Like in our life, we are very fortunate to receive many Buddha's teachings through our great root gurus, like His Holiness, the 44th Common Teacher Rinpoche, and Ludin Khenchen Rinpoche, etc., from our Sakya tradition, and in general, like His Holiness, the 14th Dalai Lama, and many others. So, if there's no Nimanakaya form Buddha, then there will be no Buddha Dharma in this world. So to guide us, to show us the path, to show us the right way, to give us the precious and profound Dharma teaching, Buddha appears in this world as a prince and then attain Buddhahood. And then from this Buddha, we are able to receive teachings directly or indirectly. At the moment, we are not seeing Buddha Shakyamuni directly, but indirectly, still, we are receiving Buddha's teachings from our root masters or root gurus. So therefore, it is very important for Buddha to manifest in a Nimanakaya form and attain Buddhahood and become Buddha Shakyamuni. So Buddha Shakyamuni is our guide, our protector, and our refuge. We can also say there are many great masters. Why they become great masters? They became great masters because they followed the Buddha's teaching and practiced the Buddha's teaching and then gained realization. And through this way, our masters became great masters. Without Dharma, without Buddha, there's no great masters. So all the great masters in the past or in the present are there because of Buddha, Shakyamuni, because of his teaching. And at the moment, we also have great fortune to receive teachings and to practice teachings. Although there are many root gurus and lineage gurus, through them we are able to receive teaching, but main thing is to Buddha. Buddha is the source of Dharma. Buddha is the owner of Dharma. Through Buddha, there are many great masters, and through them, then we are able to receive teachings, and we have the great fortune to practice Dharma. So right after he attained Buddhahood, he didn't give teachings. In Tibetan, he said, at that time, I think he spoke in Sanskrit, but in Tibetan we say, substitute yourself the match, the dita vichuchi koyonya, solo de jan hor minibe, mima nagi naso, never chas. So it means, he said, now he found nectar-like Dharma, but no one can understand. So he won't give this teaching to anybody. He will remain in the forest without giving the teaching. So this is just a rough translation of this verse. So for the next 7 weeks, he didn't give any teaching to anybody. Generally speaking, one of the reasons is to have great respect to the Dharma. So to have respect, first one must request to turn the wheel of Dharma. One must request to teach the Dharma. Without request, you want to teach the Dharma, then it's kind of disrespect to the Dharma. So the great God, the powerful holy God, the great Brahma, first supplicate to Buddha to turn the wheel of Dharma, and first he didn't accept, and then he asked Indra to help. So then Indra came and requested the Dharma, and again he didn't accept right away, and then again the powerful God Brahma request, and then finally Buddha accepted to give teaching or to turn the wheel of Dharma. And then they felt very happy. Actually, today, whatever noble activity that I'm explaining is based on Bhatra Kalpa Sutra, or the Sutra of Excellent Eon, or in Tibetan we say Dotikalpa Sangpo. So today, or whatever whatever Buddha activities that I'm trying to explain is based on Bhatra Kalpa Sutra or Dotikalpa Sangpo, Dotikalsang. Actually, there are many, also many different explanations. Normally, although this is not in the Bhatra Kalpa Sutra, but normally people say Brahma offered 1,000-spoke golden wheel, and the Indra offered conch shell, white conch shell, to Buddha and to turn the wheel of Dharma. But this is not mentioned in the Bhatra Kalpa Sutra. So today, all the 12 activities that I'm going to explain, or that I have explained, all are based on the Bhatra Kalpa Sutra. In this sutra, there are all these 12 great deeds in great detail. So today I just say part of it from that sutra. Now the next one, there is 11th noble activity, which is the turning the wheel of Dharma. Actually, at that time, there are many other cities which are more kind of looks more prosperous than Deer Park, Saranath, Varanasi. But Buddha chose to give his first teaching in Deer Park Saranath Varanasi because this is a place in the past where there are many Patyaka Buddhas are living, and also many past Buddhas have also turned the wheel of Dharma in this place. So therefore, Buddha chose Saranath, Varanasi, to be the first place where he turned the wheel of Dharma. And also, after 7 weeks, not only Brahma and Indra requests, but also at that time, he saw there are 5 fortunate disciples who are ready to listen his teachings. In Tibetan, we call Vichako, Dinaya, Tatul, Palanda, Mingchen, Sangten. These are the 5 fortunate disciples who received the first teachings of the Buddha Shakyamuni. So, Buddha Shakyamuni gave the teaching on the 4 noble truths. Actually, this is on the 4th day of the 6th lunar month. So 7 weeks means 49 days. So from the 15th day of the 4th lunar month up to 4th day of the 6th lunar month is exactly 49 days or 7 weeks. So after 7 weeks, on the 4th day of the 6th lunar month, Buddha gave first teaching on the 4 noble truths: the truth of suffering, the truth of origin, the truth of cessation, and the truth of path. And by giving this teaching, first the Kushiko Dinaya gained realization, and then later the 4 other fortunate disciples also gained realization or also gained noble wisdom. So through this, Buddha turned the wheel of Dharma. Starting from Saranath, then he gave enormous amount of teachings in order to suit different mentalities or the different followers. And then the 12th great is entering into the Mahaparinirvana. In reality, Buddha is free from birth, old age, sickness, and death. But for the eyes of common people, he was born, and then later, when he became old, he showed the sign of sickness. And then a place called Kushinaga, where there are 2 big trees, sal trees. Between these 2 trees, he lie down on the bed like a lion's posture, in the lion's posture. On this day, 15th day of the 4th lunar month, or 15th day of the Vesak month, he entered into Mahaparinirvana. In reality, as I said, he is free from all these birth, old age, sickness, and death. But to show impermanence to those followers who are still holding the phenomena as a permanent. So for them, or to show impermanence, Buddha entered into Mahaparinirvana. Actually, this itself is a great teaching, because in the sutra, it says, pondering impermanence is making offerings, itself is making offerings to the Buddha. Pondering impermanence itself is prophesied by the Buddha. Pondering impermanence itself is blessed by Buddha. And also, he said, among all the perception of impermanence is the most excellent, etc. So, in the sutra, he explained the enormous benefits of pondering on the impermanence. So with this, I conclude a short explanation on Buddha's 12 deeds. So at the end, I would also like to say that in the sutra, it says, actually Buddha himself said, actually this is like his will. He said, in the future, his followers should remember or should go to place where Buddha was born, which is Lumbini, place where he attained Buddhahood, which is Bodh Gaya, place where he first turned the wheel of Dharma, which is Saranath or Nasi, and place where he entered the Mahaparinirvana, which is Kushinaga. So Buddha himself said the followers should go to these 4 holy places. By going there and doing practice can purify the negative actions, even the heinous crimes can be purified and can accumulate great merit. So therefore, as a follower of Buddha, as a Buddhist in our life, we must go to these 4 holy places at least one time in our life. As a Buddhist, all the Buddhists should go. Actually, all the Buddhists should go to these 4 holy places at least one time in our life. If you go there, then it has great purpose, it has great meaning, and we will receive great blessings if you go there and do Dharma practice. But if you go there and do many negative things, then it's the other way around. Then it's not right. When we go there, then we should do Dharma practice. Some people go to these holy places and also do many negative things. Then it's very pity. Doing negative things in such holy place is very pity, because it's very serious negativities that they are committing in such holy places. So it is important to go there and to have right motivation and do the practice and do the Dharma practice as much as we can with pure heart, with pure mind, with pure intention, and then do the right dedication at the end. So this way, then it becomes a very meaningful visit to these holy places. Not only very meaningful, but also we will get lots and lots of merits. So with this, I will conclude my short talk. And at the end, I sincerely wish that may the blessings of our Buddha be with you now and always. And also, we should dedicate all our merits to attain Buddhahood for the sake of all the sentient beings, and especially we should dedicate all our merits for our root gurus, long life, good health, and turn the wheel of Dharma far and wide, always. Thank you.
Sanam diye tamje zekba nye tomne nyebe janam pamje ne genga naje balon chobai sebe chole do chora shuo jamba boyu chidra kemba dang gundo zombo deyan deshin deda gunge jesu dalo chirin gewa deda tamje rabu ngo tusun shebi gyawa tamjik ngowa kanla chodo ngawa de dagi gewe zawa degun gyang zambo jeje ramdo ngawara ge chanjo gyangwe gyowa chogyo kedro gyamzo yonzo kanwe ne kanre chedire demba sazib Sakya baye demba gegu je kanjen perge dewa dojen dem bode sakye cheze gevat chobe döngu günce meva yang gongyan tenle namga nyambara sho jowe lama cheje vende da kenra wangju jezun jambi gawa nipa bode sakya be demba yuri nebe trashi sho.
Heartfelt thanks to Your Holiness the Sakya Trizin for bestowing this very meaningful and profound teaching on this auspicious day. We're deeply grateful, and we will keep it in our hearts as we try to contemplate and emulate the Buddha's teachings. Thank you all around the world, and a special thank you to all those whose faith, devotion, and expertise has brought these teachings to pass today. Through the merit we have gained on this auspicious day, may our precious holy teachers' lives be long and the Dharma teachings flourish throughout the world. Today's event is now auspiciously complete.